Hey, what's going on, everybody? Um, it's me again, and just another vlog. Starting to really, starting to dig these really. Just something to do. It's fun. Let's see today what's been on my mind. And all poetry. .com. What I mentioned last time or last video. I now made a contest, and the contest is that you have to take your poem, a poem that you've written yourself, and you have to make a video out of it, whether it's like a Photoshop video, whatever it can be, to really express and emphasize the emotion in it. So take the words, and expand them with it. You can also use words, maybe like spoken word too, which would be really cool. And so I threw that out there, and so it's been a day now, and already somebody has entered one. And I must say, this is the very first one, and only one so far, and it's going on for another 5 more days. But I think this guy is definitely gonna win. He's like this 68-year-old dude, for one, and he wrote a poem called 50s poem. And basically, you guessed it, it's all about the 50s, nostalgia. But he puts it in such a way, it's like old timey grandfather, sitting on the back porch, smoking this corncob pipe kind of feel to it. And it's really cool how this video is set up too. I mean, this guy's 68 and didn't get help on any of the software at all, or the computers. Like, he did this completely himself, and he just goes like ape shit with the special effects and stuff. But it all works out. It plays very well. It was awesome, and so far so good. And so it'd be cool to see if anybody else enters as well. Because I don't see why not. I mean, it's different, I haven't seen any other videos on it before, and I figured, hey, why not? So I guess writing and such, and reading people's poetry has occupied my time quite a bit, and I've noticed that I've been focusing a lot on my ego, myself, with my music, and to get it out there, to get it heard, to play. Like, I play shows, wherever I can, I played in Anaheim before, in LA, Tacoma, Washington, here in Reading, and just anywhere I can, really, to kind of get out there to see where the crowd really is, because every time I play a show, sure, I think there's been like 2 shitty ones where like no one clapped or even paid attention, and that was just terrible. It's all another story in itself. But the rest have always been like a positive response. But nobody has ever really ever approached me before and said, "Oh, hey, I really digged it and stuff." It's really cool and stuff like that. And it's not like what I strive for, but it'd be nice to get that as well. I mean, I am playing my heart out. That's the thing. It's like I'm not trying to like morph myself into what they want. I'm just doing my thing, and then having to find people that will listen, where my voice, my zeal won't fall on deaf ears. So hopefully I'll get that going. So, but with all poetry, it seems to be going pretty well. I think it's more positive. I've also done this drugforum.com thing too before to get on there. Former addict myself, and that's done nothing. Just kind of like get into the community and such like that, and use all these social networks and whatnot, and because I never used it, I'm 21, it's still very foreign to me. Never used it before. I've heard a lot about it, and now I'm tapping into it and getting into it and seeing that there's this whole worldwide of these communities and people who can get together right there and share ideas and such, and it's amazing, really. I love it a lot. So like that's been going on too, and also my hair too. I put it up before I started the video. It was like crossing like that, like as if like Moses like was parting it halfway, but then he gave up. He got lazy and gave up. It was very a tweaker like and weird. So I just for this faux hawk. Elvis thing, whatever you want to call him. Swirl ice cream. Swirl. Anything will do. Speaking of tweaker look, the place I'm currently staying out here, you know, this whole place, is it's a house, you know, and it does have that activity going on here. And I'm an addict myself, former addict myself, and but I still call myself an addict because even though being clean, I will always have those cravings. Random nights I'll still wake up, you know, and unable to fall back asleep because I just want that rush again, I want that feeling. So that's gonna follow me to the day I die, and that's really the curse with addiction. It robs your soul, you know who you are. But so it's hard to keep away from it here, and because it's just everywhere. You know, you just look at it, and but you know what's interesting is like I'll see shards on like a table or like a little cup or something, and when I look at it, I don't know if you've ever smoked a crank on foil before, but the way that taste instantly comes back and goes right on my palate, and I get that taste again, and it's such a foul taste, you know. And then I used to, you know, just want to gag and just like looking at it. So maybe that's my brain trying to help me out here and keep me awake, keep me sane. But other than that, you know, this place is interesting. One thing I wanted to bring up too is when two tweakers talk, or a group or whatever, or just one. You really only need one to make a conversation last for hours on end. I was sitting back here last night, and I was writing this poem and critiquing some, and I heard these two people in the living room, and they were going off about politics and just spun out of their dome for sure. And it was about like martial law. This one dude was like, yeah, dude, some martial law is gonna come in here, you know, like fuck shit up and stuff. And you know, it's just by like government man, and it's just like Obama, it's just like the fucking nigger and stuff. And he's just going off, you know. And then you have he's the skinhead, you know, and then you have the woman sitting next to the girl who's an addict, you know, but not to that phase where you can definitely tell, like, teeth falling off. Still's got the looks, you know, and stuff, but if she continues, definitely on that way. But there she is, you know, same substance, you know, same effect, and she's like, yeah, you know, I heard that the government, you know, it's stealing from us, it's bad, like fuck government stuff, and it's just like that fucking nonsense like loops like back and forth. Maybe there's more of the conversation, I don't know, I couldn't, but then again, you know, I'm in a different room, but that's just what I heard, and just like based off of that alone, I couldn't help but I just laughed to myself, like, man, tweaker, like loops, and the same mentality, you know. It's like, oh man, how I miss it so. So that's always fun, at least. You know, hey, you know, if you need a friend at 3 in the morning, you need something to do, you want to learn how to take a VCR apart, you know, in 5 minutes, they're definitely pretty handy, I must say. So some of them are pretty nice. Some are reserved, kind of to themselves, just kind of like, hey, you know, I'm just here for my thing, you know, and I'm gonna bounce, kind of. And because I'm skinheads, you know, and not an actual like skinhead or anything like that, but more of the like kind of like fuck niggers kind of person, you know, like real like hatred towards other races, you know, which really isn't what a true skinhead really even is, you know. And it's like a forehead tattoo and stuff like that. It's really bizarre, really out there. And so you definitely get a bunch of characters there's this one woman, I remember, call her Sarah Marshall. And she was like batshit crazy, just fucking bonkers. Like she, like that was definitely not tweak. That was something else, you know. Like, and then later find out, you know, that she just like huff paint and gasoline and shit like that, you know, just to get a quick little hide and dust off and all that awesome shit that has a huge hazard sign on it. And she would make claims all the time that people like were the devil and stuff. Because I remember at like a couple of years ago, I was dating this one girl, and I had her over here, and just to hang out, and because my friend lives here, and that's who I'm staying with, you know. And that lady showed up, and she was like, "Oh my God, you're seeing. I can see the horns around you and the glowing red." I bowed down to thee, and she just like adored her, just like loved her after that, you know, and just would drive and give her like a red dress too to compliment, you know, Miss Satan. And annoying as fuck. She definitely looked like the people like on you know, the Not Even Once, you know, posters and stuff. Just a crazy lady. Actually looked like the Not Even Once posters next with like Britney Spears when she shaved her head, because she shaved her head too, and like that together, and you got her, just a pretty wacky lady. Just make these weird accusations, weird sayings like, "Oh man, you know, mermaids are real," you know, and they living in the sea because it's controlled by the government to see what we're doing in the sea, you know. That's why they call it the sea, because you can see, you know. And just would go off, and sometimes it was funny and stuff, but after like 5 minutes she was like, "Shut the fuck up," you know. It's like, why are you still here? It's just not my house, so I can't do anything about it except go to the other room and stuff, where she would continue to bother you and whatnot. So those are always fun to have. So you always get different characters. Other than that, I'm trying to learn Prison Sex by Tool on the acoustic guitar. I'm trying to make an acoustic version. I'm having like a tricky time doing it since I never played metal before. You know, if you've ever listened to my music, it's like folk rock, you know, Jane's Addiction kind of sound, and nothing like Tool. So I'm trying to transition into that, try new things, and we'll see how it goes. Well, hope all is well, you know, and take care.